Ellsworth Croissant was born on July 3, 1923 in Peru, Illinois, the second of 8 children. After the Pearl Harbor attack, he enlisted in the U.S. Army and worked in the Medical Corps on the Alaska-Canada Highway project. Believing he wasn't doing enough for the war effort, Ellsworth transferred to the Army Air Forces, becoming a bombardier in the Italy-based 15th Air Force. He flew 21 combat missions during the final months of World War II. On the last major raid of the war, Croissant was lead bombardier for his squadron in the 459th Bomb Group. His bombs landed squarely on the target, the marshalling yard in Linz, Austria, the town Adolf Hitler claimed as home. He wrote home to his parents.
Did I ever tell you about my last raid on Linz? That was a beautiful job of bombing if I ever seen one. Some of the new men in the squadron who were flying that day looked me up especially to tell me about it.
Although he survived without a scratch, Croissant was tragically killed in a military plane crash in Wisconsin just after the war ended. He was 22 years old. His sister, Mim, who was 11 years old at the time, later wrote,
I sat in a chair and looked at Ellsworth there wrapped in the flag and surrounded by so many flowers. I remember when he died on a Saturday afternoon I was dusting the place where he now lay. That was my job. I was glad the house was dusted and clean for him and for my mother. But he was dying and I was dusting. I have not gotten over that feeling.
Ellsworth's mother, Harriet, felt that he had had a premonition of his death during his furlough at home in July 1945.
He had his bags all packed, sitting on the sidewalk, and he kept pacing back and forth and looking at the house. I was inside watching him. Finally, I came out again and told him he would miss the bus. I felt that he just didn't want to go. He finally left, and I watched him walk over the road. In no time at all he was back and said he forgot something and went upstairs to the bedroom again. I think he knew that he would never see home again. We said our goodbyes again, and that was the last time I saw him.
In 2012, Ellsworth's nephew, Mike Croissant, pledged at his gravesite to tell his story. Mike kept that promise with the publication of Bombing Hitler's Hometown, the untold story of the last mass bomber raid of World War II in Europe, in March 2024.